Do I have beef with a bird right now? Hi! Welcome back, or welcome to, if you are new here. My name is Logan Cox, and today we're talking about Pride and Prejudice. So, if you have watched some of my other videos, I have been talking about wanting to read Pride and Prejudice for a while now. And I've never read a Jane Austen novel, so this was my first time. I was very excited. I had a lot of emotions going on. I was nervous, but I finally read it. It took me almost all of November to get through it. I'm not gonna lie, it was a slow-moving boat, slow-moving train, but I did it. We did it. Let's talk about it. So, for a very brief synopsis, because if you don't know what Pride and Prejudice is about, do you live under a rock? Where are you? Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen follows the courtship, the relationship, the evolving relationship between Elizabeth Bennet and Mr. Darcy. We have Pride on one side, Prejudice on another. Throughout the book, we see how both pride and having prejudice can affect your relationships and can maybe deter you away from something that could make you unexplainably happy, such as the love of your life. We are looking at the relationship and the evolving and changing dynamics between these two main characters. But the book is way more than that. We get to see the lives of some of the other Bennet sisters, of Mr. Bingley. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. It was great. I don't know if I've said that, but I loved this book. It was a 5 out of 5 for me. And it was just so beautiful. It totally lived up to the hype that I had made it out to be in my head. It was so cute. I will say that the movie, I think, did a great job. I haven't watched, but I'm going to, the Pride and Prejudice with Keira Knightley and I don't know the guy's name, but with Keira Knightley in a long time. But I thought it stayed pretty in line with the book. Is that just me? I don't know. I feel like I'm all over the place here. But yes, I loved this book. I thought it was such a beautiful story, but I will say that it didn't surprise me since I was very familiar with the storyline and I'd seen the movie about a dozen times probably. I was familiar with it, and I think that the movie did a great job of following the true storyline of the book. But my favorite parts of the book were those that were not included in the movie, such as Miss Bingley. I feel like her part in the book was so much more. She was such a devious little woman. She just was so prideful and prejudiced and didn't like Elizabeth for a very obvious reason, but you know, girl can't have it all. Also loved when Elizabeth was meeting Georgiana, Mr. Darcy's sister. I thought there was a lot more to that story than we saw in the movie. And it was just so cute to see like both of them want to please each other and befriend each other and be on each other's good terms, because they knew that Georgiana's brother, Mr. Darcy, wanted them to get along and wanted them to be friends, I guess. So that was just like cute things that added to the storyline, added to the obstacles that Elizabeth and Mr. Darcy face, but also added to the pure moments that highlighted how much they felt for each other that weren't included in the book, or that they weren't included in the movie. But this is about the book. I don't know why I'm comparing it so much to the movie. I thoroughly enjoyed this. I agree that this was just like such a perfect work of fiction. I will say, for those that are nervous about the type of writing or the writing style, because it is very outdated, I don't think that that is a big issue here. I think it's really easy to follow along with the main storyline, and it's really easy to understand, you know, when you're just like, here we go. "My dear madame," replied he, "let us be forever silent on this point. Far be it from me," he presently continued in a voice that marked his displeasure, "to resent the behavior of your daughter." It's that kind of type of writing, it's that kind of phrasing. So while that is different, I think, from modern fiction and modern writing styles, I think that it shouldn't deter you away from reading this, because it was so easy to understand and move along and go along with what Jane Austen was trying to portray. All in all, loved this book. Highly recommend. I would recommend this to everyone, but especially if you are a fiction lover or you are a romance lover. This is the original. This is the OG. This is the epitome of a romance fiction book. So I loved this. Can't speak highly of it enough. I feel that this has been a blessing to my November. If you watched my October wrap-up, you know that I had a little trouble finding a book that really moved me, and I found it. Yay! This was just my short wrap-up, my short final thoughts, because I thought, since I've been talking about it so much, that I really should let y'all know how I felt. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and let me know what Jane Austen book I should read next down below. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!